Marlo.
Emily.
Leah. Natalie.
Sabrina.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending the 2014 Student Government Association Senator Orientation Session. In this session, I hope that you will be able to learn about some of the expectations of you as a senator, as well as how to properly make change on campus through our bill system. Now, starting with some of the expectations that we have of you all here tonight and throughout the year, our first expectation is that your peers elected you. And what that means is that they put their faith and trust in you to make the changes they want on campus. And what I mean by that is that you will effectively go out and be the voice of your constituents. On that same note, though, you also represent Ithaca College as an institution, which means that we, as the Student Government Association, and myself as a senior senator, fully expect that you will do your job as respectfully and as responsibly as possible. And with that said, this is more than just a job. This is an organization in which you will always be representing your constituents. This is beyond a job in which you come in every Monday nights at our meetings and you sit through the meetings and just go back to your residence dorm. This is a job in which in a position where you need to always be effectively thinking about how you can better represent your constituents and how you can make the proper changes to better this institution as a whole. Now, in part of being the voice of your constituents, you also need to know how and what your constituents want to see differently on campus. So with that, we fully expect that you will do as much outreach to your constituents as possible. Now, by outreach, that can mean anything from social media to in-person outreach, such as holding a 1-hour office hour, if you will, so that way constituents can always be able to approach you and share their concerns with you, so that way you can go into the next Student Government Association meeting better prepared. And also, with being on SGA, we fully expect that you will be part of one of SGA's committees. So we have our Outreach Committee, also known as our Communications Committee, which, again, they do a good job, and they are charged with ensuring that all activity and action done through SGA is communicated effectively to all students, faculty, and staff throughout Ithaca College. We also have our Appropriations Committee. With our Appropriations Committee, what you would do is you would essentially allocate different funds to different organizations that request funds for their respective student organizations. So this is the process in which a student organization could get funding for having food at their meetings or having program events for any student to attend. By sitting on the Appropriations Committee, you would effectively be responsible for allowing student organizations to have the freedom to branch out and meet different students from other student organizations and be able to have fun while doing that. And finally, we also have our Academic Policy Committee. With that committee, you would be charged with looking at all of our academic policies here at Ithaca College and being able to fine-tune them and tweak them as the committee sees fit. And with that, that's very important because that any changes that occur from the Academic Policy Committee are ones that could essentially impact a student's academic career here at Ithaca College. So all of these committees have very important responsibilities and are equally as valuable within SGA. Now, moving forward to how you want to effectively make changes on campus. We have at Ithaca College and within our SGA a bill process very similar to how the United States Senate works. So what you would want to do if you have an idea about changing something on campus, you would want to download our bill template from our SGA website, and from there you would basically type out the bill and how you see fit with the proper wording, and you would present your bill in front of the Senate, and the Senate votes. Now, there are three options that could occur within the bill process. The first option would be that when you first present it and it passes, it would go to a committee. And with a committee, I will touch on what a committee is a little bit later, and you could bring it back after it goes through committee, and it could pass, or it could fail and die. And when a bill moves to committee, the committee is chaired by a vice president or the person who has essentially presented the bill. And again, the bill could also die, which would mean that the Senate as a whole didn't think that that respective change was necessary. And in order for a bill to pass, it just needs a simple majority of the Senate present at that meeting. And so with a committee consists of 6 to 12 people, and what you would do within that committee is gather research and send out different surveys and gather as much information as you can to try to make a concrete case for why you think a certain change should be made on campus. And so you want to do as much outreach as possible, and then finally you can come back to the Senate at a later meeting, and you would present the final bill, and from there, as a resolution, the Senate would effectively vote on the finalized bill, and from there it would get passed along to the respective administrators who can help you effectively make that change and move that process along a little bit faster. So again, the bill could pass or it could die, and there is no appeal, and it just allows the Senate as a whole, you all, to be able to make the key decisions with impacting change on campus. And with that said, I hope that you were able to learn a little bit more about what we all as a Student Government Association will be doing this year, and I hope to do some really great work this year. Thank you.